Hi, it's Amanda the Nail Polish Hound and welcome to another episode of In and Out, and this is where I show you the things that have been coming in and out of my nail polish collection, and this one is for the month of January 2022. So if you've seen any of this series before, you will know that I use it to monitor my nail polish goals, and this year I'm doing my goals a little bit differently and I've not set myself hard and fast targets. I'm going to try and control my nail polish urges a little bit more organically. I still have the goal to try and reduce the number of nail polishes in my collection, but I've removed the budget limit and also the requirement to destash 2 for every one thing that I buy. So let's see how that's been going. We're going to start off with the polishes that I purchased in January, and I always bring them into these summaries when they arrive, not when I order them. So the first one that I purchased was by Tonic Nail Polish. This was a relatively new brand to me and I don't have many from Tonic Polish, although it is a very popular indie brand. This one's called Nebula and it's a very pretty purple linear holographic magnetic polish, which I thought was a very unusual combination. That's what attracted me to it. One of the things by removing the budget limit this year is that I can be free to purchase the polishes that I really want to buy, and I don't have to worry if they're a little bit more expensive. So here you are seeing the magnetic effect on this one. It is quite subtle. To be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed with how this one appears in the bottle, but hopefully the magnetic effect might be a little bit better than that once I get it on my nails. So that was Nebula by Tonic Polish. The next purchase was Lavender Squall by Hit the Bottle. This is a stamping polish, and I'm slowly but surely trying to replace my stamping polishes with better quality and cruelty-free ones. And so, spoiler alert, when I was making a stamping plate order, I popped this one in as well to start to achieve that goal. Next one that I purchased is one of 2 of the Flash Reflective polishes by KB Shimmer. This one is a sort of indigo colour with a multi-chrome shimmer effect and of course those flash reactive silver glitters. I have already done a video in which I reviewed these 2 polishes, so if you'd like to watch those, I'll put a link to it in the end screen at the end of this video. So this is what tapped out looked like when I wore it as a full manicure. And the other one that I picked up is All That Glimmers, and I must admit this one is my favourite. I really love this. It's a sort of taupey pink colour with again the silver flash reflective particles in it, and this is a beautiful colour for my skin tone. I have worn it as a full manicure, and I also recently did a side French manicure with it as well. So here's what it looked like in the full manicure. I didn't at this point manage to get a picture of it using the flash. In the side French manicure I did take a picture with the flash, so you can really see how these polishes do look under bright light. And my last purchase is actually a backup polish by Barry M. This is Chai, and I realised that this is my all-time favourite mid-toned grey, and it looked like it wasn't available very easily. I don't know if Barry M have discontinued it, so I picked up a backup bottle when I saw it on eBay. So that's Chai by Barry M. I wasn't gifted any nail polishes in January, and I didn't destash or finish any either. So then we're moving on to the stamping plates that I purchased in 2022. The first one, actually, I ordered this in November of 2020, but it only arrived in January, which is a bit of a shame because it's a Christmas stamping plate, and so I'm going to have to wait till next Christmas to use this one. So a little bit disappointing how long this one took to arrive. So what I'll do is with the stamping plates, I will just show you a little bit of a close-up so you can see each of the images a little bit better. The next stamping plate that I bought is the Uber Chic Mini Texturelicious No. 1. This is the one that I meant to buy last time, and I actually bought 02 by mistake. So I went back and picked up the one that I was aiming to buy, These are actually quite expensive for such small plates, but I really wanted this one. And this is the one that I put the stamping polish into the order with as well, so that the postage didn't make this plate ridiculously expensive. It's a very unusual plate. I do love doing textured manis, and I also want to do a mani swap with Nika with this one. So that's Uber Chic Texturelicious Stamping Plate 01. And whilst I was on the website making that order, I also saw this one that was in the sales section. It's by Lena. I don't have many of their stamping plates, but they are really, really good quality. So when I saw this one, I just had to pick it up. I think some of the images are really cute. And it's the Four Seasons Summer 04 stamping plate, so lots of summery images. I just love these. It's quite a range of different images, which is great, but I liked most of them, and I can see myself using this plate quite a lot. So those were the 3 stamping plates that arrived into my collection, at least in January. I didn't destash any. Going to destash a little bit more organically again this year, and as I come to plates that I'm not loving, I'm going to destash them, rather than specifically hunting through my collection for things to destash. One of the other goals that I had this year was to try and increase my YouTube subscribers to 2,500. So this is another one that I just wanted to track in this video. At the end of January I did have 1,690 subscribers, and that was an increase of 59 from the end of December, which is a good increase for me and more than I normally get, but not quite enough to reach that target that I set myself. So hopefully if you're enjoying this video and not already subscribed, you will subscribe to my channel. Thank you, that would help me out a lot. Okay, so now on to the totals. So we've only got this month to consider. I purchased 5 nail polishes, hadn't been gifted any, hadn't destashed or finished any, so we have a total of 5 in and nothing out. And as the months go by, I will add yearly totals as well. I'm only going to be totalling up stamping plates this year because I don't buy a lot of other nail art items. So I purchased 3 stamping plates. I was gifted none. I'm not often gifted stamping plates anyway, and I didn't destash any either. So I will be tracking the budget even though I haven't put a cap on it for this year. So I spent £44.79 on nail polish and £21.20 on stamping plates. I did have some destash sales of £18.25. So my total expenditure for the year so far is £65.99, and my total less the destash sales is £44.74. Thank you for watching, and here's the link to that video I mentioned and some others you might like to watch.